I'm hitchhiking from Portugal to Australia. Over the next year and a half, I will be facing the European cold, the burning deserts of Central Asia, some challenging mountains, and the rainy Southeast Asia. It's going to be more than 25 countries, including Russia, Pakistan, and India.
Russian troops.
No Pakistan's attack has killed 28 people.
Almost 40,000 kilometers, with each one leading me more towards the unknown. And all of that is starting now.
Gosto muito de vocês.
Oh, one more thing. I only have 1,650 euros with me. And I don't mean it for this trip, but for my life. How do I plan to get to Australia with that? Well, when traveling with little money, there are three main things you need to figure out. How will I manage transportation, food, and accommodation? The first one you probably understood already. I hitchhike. All it takes is some patience and two simple questions.
Are you going? Is it? Can I go with you?
Then comes the food, and for me, the answer here is cooking. With my gas stove at my host's place, I cook all the time and with cheap ingredients. This adds up to around 2 to 3 euros a day. People often offer me food as well, and I could do it even cheaper, but being a vegan that loves to eat very healthy makes it a bit more difficult. Lastly, where do I sleep? And to be honest, this is the trickiest one for me. I think you need to be okay with not having comfort sometimes. Camping, sleeping in gas stations, parks, mosques, you name it. When it comes to accommodation, it's literally whatever I can find. But this contrasts with the extremely comfortable beds I have for myself when I stay with friends or people that host me through Couchsurfing or Trust Routes, which thankfully is how I spend most of my nights. Okay, now that we got that covered, let's go back to day one.
Love you.
Love you too.
It was time to leave, so my father drove me to a gas station where it should be easy to get a ride.
I'm here in a gas station where a lot of truck drivers go to Spain, so I will try to get a ride directly to Spain. If not, I go to Guarda, which is another city in the direction of Spain.
That was it. Now it was just me, my backpack and my sign, on a mission to get safely to Australia and to show to other people what hitchhiking is about. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm still learning how to film and how to edit, but I want to take you with me all the way from Western Europe to Oceania. So I'm sorry if the first videos will look very unprofessional, because they are, but I hope that with time I will learn how to do this properly and that you will stick around until then.
It has been raining for at least half an hour now. I'm taking shelter right now.
I didn't choose the best starting date. It started raining a few minutes after my father left, but thankfully, after almost 1 hour of waiting, I got a ride to Viseu.
Queres vencer o mundo ou queres vencer no mundo? Qual é a tua resposta?
Eu quero vencer no mundo. Eu viajo e vivo só, pronto, para mim é eu melhorar daquilo que já fui. Não é nunca ser melhor do que outra pessoa é.
É exatamente isso. E acho que era essa a pergunta que eu andava à procura. Nas minhas viagens, eu não andava à procura de nada que se encontrasse. Eu andava à procura, se calhar, de me encontrar a mim mesmo.
The first ride was super nice. The guy has been traveling a lot and he also used to hitchhike. He has lived in 7 different countries. Carlos, if you're watching this, thank you so much.
And after another 20 minutes waiting, I got my second ride.
Muitas felicidades
Tudo
e faz
bom,
bom trajeto, tudo bom, aventureira.
And now I'm in a place where it's very good to go to Spain. And the sun is coming out again. So, let's go, we got this. Muito obrigada.
And after those 3 rides, I was saying goodbye to my country, with the goal of getting to Segovia, where a friend of mine could host me. But I was still 270 kilometers away and only had 3 hours of daylight left. Luckily, the first truck driver I approached agreed to give me a ride.
Got the first ride on a big truck. Yeah, we are going to Salamanca. So the Brazilian truck driver left me at a roundabout that was good to go to Avila, and I thought I was not going to be very lucky, and the sun was already going down. But thankfully, I managed to get a ride. So yeah, I got to Avila, which is like 50 kilometers from the place that my friend lives. So I have a place to sleep there, and he said he could pick me up. That's okay. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
After some time waiting at the gas station, my friend came and we headed to his place. But I still didn't feel very comfortable filming at someone else's home, so I don't have much footage to show you.
My friend picked me up, and yeah, then we had dinner with his family, and now I have a bed, and I'm going to sleep well. See you tomorrow, guys. I slept in a bed, I had a warm shower, now I'm going to have breakfast, like, first night, super nice. It's Gonzalo, muchas gracias, Gonzalo. It's pretty windy, but we are in a good spot to go in the direction of Madrid and eventually get to Zaragoza today. So let's go. So here's the plan. I have someone that can host me in Lyon for sure, but until there, I still take around 3 days. So I'm going to try to do couchsurfing / trust routes before Montpellier, maybe. And yeah, like this night, I don't know exactly where to stay. Maybe I'll camp, maybe I'll stay in the gas station. But I have 2 days to get to near Montpellier and get a couchsurfing. Let's go. Now we go to Madrid. We got it right.
España me ha dado mucho. Tengo que agradecerlo. Tengo que agradecer mucho porque en mi tierra lo trabajaba, estaba bien, pero no estaba bien del todo. La gente es, no sé si muy agradable, ¿no? Pero hay mucha delincuencia, no me gusta.
I was just picked up by a guy from the Dominican Republic. He was like super nice. And now he left me near the entrance of the highway that goes to Zaragoza. So yeah, I'll try to go there. I was waiting for like 30 minutes. And then someone stopped and they brought me to another pueblo. There's a lot of trucks going in the direction of Zaragoza, so it seems like super nice. And there's also a supermarket nearby, so I'm going to buy something to cook later today. Yesterday, Gonzalo's family was like extremely kind, and then they even gave me like some leftovers from yesterday's dinner, so that now for lunch I don't have to cook, only for dinner. And yeah, I was just thinking that like I don't have much to show you about our interaction, if I may. Because I don't know, it feels very weird to record people. Like I have a few conversations I had with the drivers, because I asked like, is it okay if I record our conversation, because I don't know, I thought it was interesting, and they were like, yeah, sure, but still it feels quite weird, like it's not natural at all. Yeah, maybe it will start to feel more natural, and I would love to be able to show you like exactly what is happening instead of just saying what has happened. But yeah, hopefully with time I will be able to do that without making people feel weird, or mostly not making me feel weird, because I think people don't take it like that way. They're usually like, oh yeah, for sure, no problem. But for me, it is like, oh, I think I'm going to be super annoying if I ask this. In the meantime, I'm also checking on my hosts. I sent a few messages. One of them answered saying that I could go, but only on the 21st, so I'm not sure. Maybe like if I'm not lucky at all and it takes me 2 days to reach France. If not, I will just send more messages and hope that someone can host me. ¿Cómo es el nombre otra vez?
Vaya.
Bayer. Ah, tiene como unas pastillas.
Sí, pastillas.
Ah, ya las conozco.
Es la de Portugal.
And after waiting another half an hour, I got a ride that I would describe as peculiar.
Hola. ¿Qué vas a Zaragoza?
In that direction. You speak English?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, correct. Remote homing device that you have for this.
The what?
Remote.
It's remote. Okay, yeah, for sure.
About 15 years ago, I started to study truth. Like, I don't know if you're aware, but nowadays almost everything is a lie. It's the only thing that you can trust is the laws of physics. In the thing that they call astronomy, the experiments, the error are over 20 units. Yes. You cannot imagine the amount of lies. Like, we live in an age of deception. You know that viruses, it's a theory. The theory of viruses is never proven.
Can you elaborate a bit more? I never heard about it.
Basically, anything that is alive, it needs to breathe, it needs to eat, it needs to poop, and some things are able to, in many different ways, reproduce, right? A virus, the only thing that they agree on, and again, this is the electron microscope, is that a virus is a protein. A protein doesn't breathe, a protein doesn't eat, a protein doesn't poo, and a protein doesn't reproduce. That's a fact. You know, you cannot deny that. Nevertheless, people are so blinded that these immunologists, these virologists, believe that magically something that doesn't breathe, doesn't eat, doesn't poo, it magically reproduces and attacks the host body.
Yeah, it's just, I think the theory is like it just drops its DNA or RNA, depending on the virus, on the,
that's the way of
cells of the
reproducing.
host, and then,
Yeah, that's what they say, that how it reproduces. It's an assumption on top of an assumption, on top of another assumption.
Okay, I get where you're going. Like,
there is no one bridge, and there are bridges that are 100 kilometers long. There is no one that takes into account the curvature of the Earth. Planes fly level. Some people say, no, magically gravity that doesn't attract a balloon, but attracts a plane, okay? 2025, there is no experiment proving gravity. Nowadays. 2025, there is no experiment proving the movement of the Earth. 2025, every single huge construction that you can imagine, it has never, ever taken into account gravity. Why? Why you set a gyroscope and then you do with a plane like this, and the gyroscope is telling you, hey, you're not level. And then the plane, what it does is, when it reaches altitude, unless it has to change, it flies level. Ask any pilot. Ask any pilot. Do you have to push down the yoke to follow the curvature of the Earth? No.
I was dropped at a service station where supposedly a lot of trucks stop, but there are not a lot of people.
As I finished saying that, a Romanian guy that was going to Zaragoza stopped and said I could go with him.
Y el tiempo que tengo libre ya no es mi tiempo libre, porque igual pienso ahí en lo que hace mañana, lo que hace el viernes, qué transporte tengo que hacer, de dónde a dónde, para qué.
Sí, porque después tienes muchas personas que dependen de ti, ¿no?
Y lo hago todo yo.
Sí. Adrian just left me in a gas station. There is like a big gas station. So now I'm going to look for a place where I can set up my tent and hopefully have a chill night. Like, it's very, very windy, and because of that it's cold, but I'm hoping that with the tent it's not that cold, but we will see. So I was there at the gas station, and there was like a little road that came up and led to this like open space. I think this looks like a good spot. It's pretty flat, but it's also like a bit further from that place.
It was quite difficult to set up the tent because of the wind, but after a few tries, I succeeded.
I'm just eating like some cold oats because like it's very, very windy outside. I wouldn't be able to light the fire, and I'm not cooking inside the tent. Hopefully tomorrow I can cook something a bit nicer, but it will do for now.
I then prepared everything else for the night and proceeded to edit until I fell asleep.
little bit of a real talk of how yesterday went. I ended up not covering as many kilometers as I wanted, but I also started a bit late. Yeah, the night was a bit messy. There was a lot of wind all the time, and I woke up I think like 5-6 times, but I actually feel kind of rested. Hopefully tonight we have a bed if I make it to France in time. Yeah, now let's start with the ride. So I got one, and not only to Zaragoza but to Barcelona, so better than we expected.
Y con Portugal, dime qué problema ha habido con Portugal en los últimos 500 años. Ninguno, cero problema. Es que nunca discuten, ni en temas tan complicados como la pesca, ni en temas nada.
Sí, a nosotros también nos encanta mucho España, las personas de acá también.
Sí, sí.
Siempre decimos que somos como hermanos.
Sí, sí.
Si necesitas algo, te ayudamos. Cristobal left me over there, and then like I just walked around till I got to this gas station. This is the highway that goes towards Girona and France. So yeah, I'll just try to Francia and ask people around here at the gas station whether or not they are going towards there. But first, let's cook something. So today's menu is fairly simple. I have some lentils, some bulgur, and some broccoli that I bought yesterday, but then I didn't have time to cook. Honestly, I'm super surprised with Spain so far. I've been covering distance quite fast. Like the longest I waited was 40 minutes, I think. And like everyone says, like Spain is one of the worst countries to hitchhike. And I've also had not been very lucky when I did it with my sister. But I don't know, doing it alone it's so easy. Like even the people that don't take me, like they answer in a super friendly way. And then like the ones that pick me up, of course, like I've been having like super nice conversation, getting to know the people, and they are all super kind. Like, oh, I don't know, people always amaze me. No matter how much hitchhiking and volunteering and traveling in general I do, people always manage to exceed my expectations.
After all that talk, it got more difficult. There wasn't much movement at the gas station, one worker said I couldn't hitchhike there, and having a sign saying France started to sound too ambitious. So I grabbed some more cardboard to write Girona and went back to the roundabout to hitchhike from there.
Quick update, I went to the roundabout, but I quickly realized like it's not a good spot. Thankfully a Pakistani guy stopped and he brought me to a better place.
I thought it was a better place. It was at the entrance of the highway with a sign that said Girona. But after 2 hours of waiting, it got pretty obvious that I wouldn't make it to France or even Girona today. So I started sending some messages on Trust Route to try to find a host in Barcelona.
The hostels, like the cheapest one is like 15 euros and is in the center of Barcelona. So I will try to hitchhike to Barcelona. If it doesn't work, I probably have to take a train or something. Not my best day. Okay, so I was not expecting it, but one of the people from the Trust Routes answered. And it's right next to the place where I want to start hitchhiking tomorrow. So yeah, like just perfect. I don't need to stay in a hostel now. Nice, let's go.
I ended up having to take 2 metros and to wait a bit for my host, so I just took that time to edit on my computer.
So I met with a guy in front of his house, and it's like the house of his family, and they are all artists. Like he's a musician, his parents, they make paints, and yeah, like the vibe of this house is so nice. Buenas noches.